My engagement on Instagram has skyrocketed. So what's the secret? Well, it's all in how I post, and it's a lot more than just taking a photo, writing the caption, and throwing it up there. There's some seriously ninja secrets that go behind every post that I make. So I'm gonna break it down in very nitty-gritty detail in this video. So you know me talking mostly about YouTube, but I do love Instagram. It's my second favorite platform. And when I did a video about it and how I doubled my Instagram growth a little while ago, it really took off. So I figured if you found that valuable, I was gonna make another video for you on going behind the scenes on how I actually post to Instagram, because I have some seriously crazy tips. So let's dive into step one, which is just picking a photo. So when I pick a photo that I wanna post to Instagram, I know what performs well because I've done the same thing that I do with YouTube. I pay attention to what works with my audience, the kinds of captions that work really well, and the kinds of photos. So pretty standard on Instagram. It's so personality driven that photos with me in them tend to way outperform any other kind of content. So I always try and pick a photo with me in them. Now, I did just recently do sort of a batch content creation day, and I had a bunch of photos taken, and my guidance for those photos was I want it to feel like the audience or my community is in my house with me. I want it to feel really natural, not so perfect, not like I'm modeling. I just want to feel like it's me talking to a friend. So that was the guidance that I gave with these photos that I just got done. So those are the photos that I'm mainly going to be picking from. So let's pick one of those photos. Step two is writing my captions. So I've played around with a lot of different styles of captions, short, long, sort of blog posts. And what I've found is that blog post captions, longer form captions that really tell a story and educate, shockingly, are the ones that do the best. So educate and inspire are the ones that do the best on my account. And again, you really have to pay attention to your own account and figure out what works best for you. So I write my captions inside of my notes on my phone. And I write these all the time when I get inspiration, or I'll just write little prompts of like, oh, that's a good idea, I should write a caption about that. So I keep them in here, and I put little dots in between each paragraph so that I can create spaces. I know there's other ways to do it, that's just how I do it. So I write out the whole thing, and then I'm gonna use that later to copy and paste into Instagram, but we're not even gonna get to posting quite yet. So let's move into step number three. Hashtags. This is step number three, and it's really, really important and something you may have forgotten about, but I just want to quickly explain before I show you exactly how I do my hashtag research and my strategy for it, that hashtags are similar to the strategy we use on YouTube with keywords and tags. You need to make sure that you're getting found by the right audience and you're getting discovered by new people when you make a post on Instagram, so you're not just relying on just solely your audience, but you're actually reaching a broader audience. So I'm going to explain that formula on Instagram right now.
The formula is actually very similar to YouTube, and it's based on the amount of results, which is your search pool, and the amount of engagement for the top ranked posts, and if you can compete with them. So the tool that I use is called FlickTech, and it's paid, but I will show you another tool in a second that's actually free. So the strategy here is you want to rank for the smallest hashtags first. So it's not super competitive, and your hashtags have to be relevant to your post, meaning that the picture and the hashtags are the same. So if it's a picture of a dog, you should have a hashtag that is relevant to dogs. On Instagram, you're only allowed 30 hashtags per post, so you want to try and stay below that. So for me, what I like to do is a combination of about 25, and you don't want to repeat hashtags on every single post, because if you do, you'll get flagged as spam. So I just keep different groups of hashtags for different topics in my phone, and I kind of rotate through them on my different posts. All right, so this is how you actually do it. The search pool for your Instagram post for your hashtags, you want to have a group of 5 that's under 50,000, a group of 5 that is between 50,000 and 200,000. You want to have a group that is between 200,000 and 500,000, and a group that is between 500,000 and 1 million. So 5 hashtags in each of those groups. Then you want to have one group that's hyper relevant to your image, and then a mega popular group, and you're going to save those for later. So that's your 5 groups, and then you have a mega popular group, and we're going to use those in your stories in one of my ninja tricks later on. So the key comes in knowing how many results you're competing against and the engagement. So let's dive into this. So I look at this hashtag tool here. You can see that you can type in anything. It's called flick.tech. It's about $10 a month, $11 a month US. And it's really, really good. Now, just like anything, this is going to take you a minute to create these hashtag groups, but it is so worth it because you'll see a huge increase in your engagement. So say I want to look up YouTube videos. And it'll even populate some of the things that come up. So let's say YouTube videos. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see it says 450,000 posts. So that's the pool or the competition that you're competing against. And the average amount of likes is 1,100 per photo, which means that for me, I'm getting on average more than 1,100 likes per photo. So I know that if I do a post on this topic, I can win in this category and I can be the top ranked post in this category because I'm getting more engagement than that. And the average comments is a lot lower than what I generally get on Instagram as well. So that's what you need to keep in mind. And then it's really great because it brings up other relevant topics and hashtags that you can use that will fit into your hashtag categories. So this would be great for under 50,000. This is again under 50,000. This is over or between 50,000 and 200,000. So you can start populating your groups of hashtags. And then you have 25 hashtags listed out of all different sizes. So you can see which ones you're able to actually win in. So this tool is amazing. So I use this pretty much for every single post. And then for the other tool, you can use displaypurposes.com. You can use this on your phone. It's super easy. It's free to use. And you do the same thing. You type in a keyword that you want to be found for and put it in this bar here, and it'll bring up a whole bunch of relevant hashtags. Now, a lot of these are going to be really big hashtags that are way too competitive. You don't really want to go over 1 million, especially as a small Instagram account. So you just want to delete the ones that aren't relevant, but use the ones that are on your post. And a lot of these are going to be hashtags that you can use for that mega popular category, which I'm going to show you in a second for your stories.
Obviously, the whole goal with hashtags is to get seen in that top 9, and I'm going to just show you guys actually my photos ranking in those hashtags. So they're reaching even more people when they look up these specific hashtags or when people follow these hashtags. So if I go to YouTube marketing, you can see that I'm actually the first post. If I go to growth hacks, you can also see that I am the second post. So I am getting seen by a whole new group of people who are following these specific hashtags or happen to look up these specific hashtags. So that's the whole goal here. We want you to rank similar to YouTube for your hashtags. Step number 4 is to combine your caption and your hashtags and put them into Instagram. So you're actually starting to do the posting process. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this all together. It has my whole caption and it has all my hashtags in there as well. So we're gonna copy that and then we're gonna go into Instagram. I've already picked the photo I wanna post and I'm going to paste it there. So that's step 4. Step number 5, really simple. You want to make sure you always add in your location. So you want to click on add location or pick one of the auto-populated locations right there. And then you want to add something in that's a little extra and very similar to on YouTube where you do transcriptions. And I always say it's so important to have these because the more information that you give the platform that you're using, the more they can figure out where to put your photos and help you reach more people. So very similar to adding a transcription on YouTube, you also want to add something similar on Instagram called the alt text. So you click on alt text under advanced settings and you go to write alt text, and this is for people who are visually impaired so that they can know what your image is about. So you're going to actually describe what the image is about. So I'm going to say, so let's just say that that's the caption or the alt text that I want to use. So we're going to go done. So no one is actually going to see that. It's just going to be used if someone is using Instagram who is visually impaired, they will have that come up and they'll hear that description. And then the next thing is you're going to tag all of the appropriate accounts that are relevant to the photo. So for me, I'm going to tag Aritzia because that's all of the clothing that I'm wearing. I have a bit of an issue with shopping there. I shop there so much. And then I'm going to tag the scrunchie that I'm wearing, which is Shop Chelsea King. And I'm going to tag, I think that myself. You always tag yourself in your photos. I'm going to tag myself. And I think that's everything. So those are all the tags that I want to add. Please don't tag people who aren't relevant to your photos. You get flagged as a spammer when you do that. And I often get tagged by people that I don't even know and in pictures that have nothing to do with me. So just don't do it. It's a bad practice on Instagram. And it's not the right way to get engagement. And then you're gonna go ahead and you're going to share your photo. The next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna actually share this photo to your story. And this is super important because then it's notifying your entire audience that you have a new post that they can go engage with. So I'm gonna click the little arrow here and I'm gonna add post to story. And this is where it gets real nitty gritty. So the first thing you're gonna do is add your location so that it's geolocated and easier for people to find you and reach a new audience. Then you're gonna add a hashtag. And this is where those mega popular hashtags that I discussed earlier, this is where you're gonna use them. So I'm gonna say, inspiration, because that's a huge hashtag with a ton of competition. So we're gonna just add that here. And we're gonna do 3 more big popular hashtags, so mega popular hashtags. Let's do YouTuber.
We'll do hashtag subscriber. And we'll do hashtag, let's say motivation. Actually, we'll do hashtag female entrepreneur. That's also a good one.
So all mega hashtags and all relevant to this post. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to cover this up with a new post, because these are all kind of like behind the scenes little secrets. So I'm gonna cover that up as much as I can. We'll squish all these down. So I'll put all these in here and then we'll cover this up like that. So we'll keep that there. And then what you're also gonna do is you're gonna make sure that so you have your location, your hashtags. You also wanna make sure that you are clickable and taggable in this photo, so you can see that if someone comes across this, say they follow the hashtag and they come across my story and they wanna know more about me, which is the ideal situation here, you're reaching more people, is they would click on my name, which is on the bottom left-hand corner here, so making sure that you're tagged there. The next thing that I do is I always put an arrow to the post. So I will draw an arrow to the post. I'll write a little headline to intrigue people. So I'll say secret to success, for example. And I'm gonna put that, oh, don't wanna move that. It's a little bit finicky, but wanna put that right there. And then I'm gonna put one more that says tap here, so people know where to tap on the photo. And the final thing that I do is I put an emoji over top, so that people need to click on the photo to see what it actually looks like, because that's gonna get more people actually going to the photo. So there you go. That is how I actually post to my stories, and then I would share that out. And of course, it's gonna notify my audience, this is part of distribution, that I have a new post that they should go and engage with. Step 10, which is the final step of how I post, is you wanna make sure you're blocking off 30 minutes to just engage in the comments. So you wanna make sure that in your captions, as I mentioned earlier, when I write them, I always put a call to action for people to comment below. So people are gonna leave comments, and the more engagement that your Instagram post gets in the first 30 minutes, the higher you will rank and the more reach that you'll get. So first 30 minutes to an hour, really. So I always block off 30 minutes of time. I make sure that I'm not like doing anything else when I do post to Instagram, and I have 30 minutes in my calendar to just go in there and respond to comments and ask questions and get as much engagement on the post as possible. The beautiful thing about using Instagram this way, it's super intentional. Yes, it takes more time, but the great thing is, and what I've been experimenting with, is that I talk about YouTube bringing in leads and customers and new audience members all the time when you use it in the right way and when you get your videos ranked. Well, when you do this on Instagram, it does a very similar thing. It's not gonna be like years and years and years of those leads coming in, but it will be a longer effect than just posting up a photo and having that instant hit of success. You will see some long-term results because you're ranking for those hashtags, which is super exciting. So I have another video called How I Doubled My Instagram Growth. You can check that one out. And I also have another video on how I use Instagram to drive a lot more views to my YouTube videos. So make sure you check those out. They're both in the cards and in the description below. If you liked this video, if you found it valuable, you know what to do. Take a screenshot and share it out on your Instagram stories. Be sure to tag me and let me know what your biggest takeaway was, and if you're actually gonna follow these 10 steps moving forward, and if you see results. I always want to hear about the results. So share those with me as well. And we're doing a new thing here where we're going to highlight you, because I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you. So this is our comment of the week from this week. Your comments seriously mean the world. I read all of them. I know I don't respond to all of them all the time, but I am seeing them and they help me figure out what kind of content you guys want to see. So thank you so much. Thanks again, and I will see you on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. We are cooking up something really special for next week's video, so stay tuned. See you then.